You're probably really good at adapting into whatever situation you need to show up for, right? So if you need to be a more caring individual, then you show up as that caring individual. If you are in a time of crisis, then you are really good at handling things, right? So the thing about this situation is that you're shape-shifting as you do, but kind of in a place, like I have the sustainer and the creator here as, you know, our beginning card. So it's like with this shape-shifting ability, it's important to be intentional, okay? Because you can, and maybe you have like kind of been operating from this shadowy place for a while, but there's so much opportunity here, right? So much potential. Something that was coming through as I was preparing for this reading was that, you know, for some reason I just kept getting this message that like it's a very fertile time. It's a very good opportunity. You would be very supported and get really far in introspection and in like really taking care of yourself, watering yourself, the vision coming out as I'm saying this alongside the creator. Whatever you gain from, it's kind of like, okay, the thread. It's kind of like the situation that's in front of you can command so much of your energy that the power of like, oh my God, not a fruit fly. As I'm saying that, whoa, I didn't get it. That's crazy. Like the power that you would have in focusing on this creation and focusing on your work and focusing on your next chapter, right? That is like the ultimate level up. You're not focusing anything on what doesn't serve you here. It's like, no, well, yeah, like this is going on, and yeah, these people suck, and yeah, I'm also commanding that my energy remain mine and be harnessed into my future, the future of my creation, the future that I'm daydreaming, right? The thread coming out is letting me know that you've already been working on it. You're already on your way there. You've been following the thread. I'm seeing someone in their teenage years, so it's kind of like you've been following that thread for as long as you can remember. Yeah, literally, like passage comes out. This is the passage of time as I'm saying that. So it's not like, you know, you can acknowledge how much time you've put into, okay, so you can acknowledge how much time you've put into getting where you're at now, and you can also, like, this feels very easy for me to say, and also there's some anger behind it. You can also look at how far you want to go and say, why the fuck am I not get, like, on a recent live stream, I was talking about how sometimes it feels like you're looking around and you're like, I'm bleeding from the eyes. Is no one paying attention? Does no one care? You know what I mean? And so this is not the same, maybe not as dramatic. I don't feel that it's as dramatic for you with where you're at right now. However, it's not far off, is the thing. It's really not far off. Like, it's like that kind of, is anyone listening? Is anybody going to help me? Which, not to take away from the reality of that language, you deserve help. Like, and I said something similar in the last part, but like, you probably haven't been helped enough. This is true. Are you going to stay a victim the way that you were victimized in the past? Yes, there's a new reality that you are actively laying the bricks for, okay? Please do not make this fit. Every time I get to this point where it's like, I need you to understand that if you are a person who needs help, needs real help, and you are not getting it, like your needs are being neglected, this reading is not for you. This is a reading for someone who is operating in an old pattern and has the ability to change things, right? And the intensity of that varies. Okay, there's a plane taking off as I'm saying that. Okay, so time, passage, universal mind. So like thinking about, yeah, like the old story, what was going on then, and then like what's different now, because you're actively shifting into a new timeline. Full body chills. Guidance, embodiment. Ew. Ugh. It's like, okay, I love that for so many reasons, because in this shapeshifter energy with what we started with here, it's like part of being a shapeshifter is being able to shift into the mentor role, right? Shapeshifter moves throughout all of the, so you're probably someone who, like, if this is, you know, landing for you, you're probably someone who you're like, I'm always helping everybody else, nobody helps me, I'm everybody else's therapist, but I don't have a therapist, you know what I mean? So there's something about this that's like, no, but you are all of those things for everyone. You are those things for you too, is the thing. Like, you are those things for you. Now is the time to, for one, take your own advice. I love you. Take your own advice. I'm holding your hand. Okay. Take your own advice. But then the other thing is trusting that you do know best here. Trusting that in some matter, and this isn't across the board, right? But like in some matters, you know best. It's okay for you to admit that to yourself. Like, yeah, like in things that are about me and what's best for me, I know best. Okay. Universal spirit and security is making me think of this, this realization I had recently where I was in a class and we were talking about how important it is to like be like grounded in a space. It's what I've been saying about like be fully in what you're in. I had this realization of like, or I've been saying that on stream. So if you're not on stream, you might not recognize that, but being fully in what you're in. I had this realization of like, I'm always in my body. My body is always here, right? So there's something about universal spirit and security that's like, you are secure in the collective consciousness. You are secure in, oh my God, literally the 10 of Pentacles coming out as I'm saying that. With the Lovers at the bottom of the deck, it's making me think, oh my God, that's so good. I was like, I'm going to cry, but I'm not really going to cry. With the 10 of Pentacles and the Lovers at the bottom of the deck, it's giving me this idea that like, there's so many things with that. For one, what this leads to is incredible, like growth and development. This leads to more mature, contracts, agreements, signing paper, mortgages, right? Like living in situations and being in partnership with people that you've always wanted to be in partnership with, right? Like having that dream collaborative life. But then the other thing is like that can only happen if you are in secure union with yourself. This is like meeting the shadow and not embodying the shadow. This is like acknowledging, like I said something on stream last night. I'm referring to stream a lot because some of this, quite a bit of this came up on stream the other night, where like sometimes there's this super like not helpful voice that says like you're not good enough or whatever, and I kind of think about that as like kids. I worked in daycares like in a past life, like I worked like with kids, right? In this life, but like many years ago I worked with kids, and there were always kids who like they would just talk a lot and it was not very helpful. And you can sit with those kids and say like, okay, and eventually they get the idea that like it's not that they're not valuable. It's not that I don't want them in the space, but I do want them to understand that what they're saying is not helpful and it's not welcome. You know what I mean? It's not silencing that part of you, but it's learning that part of you is coming from a hurt place. You see what I'm saying? So it's not welcome here because what are we talking about? Because it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. The 5 of Wands. Yeah, it's causing conflict. And I think that's like, yeah, so Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So I think that's the whole essence of this reading, right? Is like what you get out of this is a whole new version of you, and it is entirely of your creation. What you get out of this by shifting from, placing so much power in this other person or other situation that we've been talking about here, shifting it back to yourself, you gain a whole new identity. You gain the version of you that you deserve. You gain the version of you that you think that you are, right? You can be that person that everybody looks at and says, that person is exactly who they think that they are, and not operating from a place of inauthenticity. Because if you're operating without authenticity, then that statement can't be true about you. And moving like this is not authentic. Moving like this is pain, right? You're operating from a painful place. Okay, good job.